roads seem to coalesce right here. I've got a biography that looks like a schizophrenic because it looks like I took a lot of little rabbit turns in life. You know, I started out in journalism and I really wanted to report on health, and I made a major mistake in a story as a young reporter in Chicago, and I got embarrassed and I went all the way back and got a nursing degree. And then I worked in ICU and CCU and cardiac rehab and started the country's first wellness center at a hospital in LA. And then that part of my nature that wanted to write and explore the written word and communicate was missing. And so I started a magazine in Los Angeles, American Fitness, and kind of rode that whole health and wellness wave in the 80s and 90s. And then became known as somebody who could craft health and wellness words and wrote just about every health and wellness show for every celebrity for a 12-year period. Richard Simmons and Kathy Smith and Jacqueline Smith and Heather Locklear and anybody, Angela Lansbury, who wanted to align themselves with a health and wellness message. I was often the words behind it. And then I kind of crashed and burned after that. It was this period of realizing that I helped a lot of good people, but I was also sometimes propping up some phony images before the American public. And I was getting mail from people saying, you know, dear Meg, I've done this video 3 times. I still don't even come close to having this body. And so I realized there's something else afoot here. There's a way that we've disconnected with a self-esteem of trying to take good care of ourselves just for the health of it. We're at such an exciting time now, Beth. I mean, it's a crossroads time where we get to really sample from the world's potpourri of healing knowledge. And we need it more than ever. Because in the West, we've really learned how to handle that crisis, drugs, surgery, ERs. We got it down, but we don't know what to do with an ailing spirit. I've worked in hospital settings, intensive care, cardiac care, and psychiatric care. And I've had family members, because your family's always the last one to listen to you, even if you become an expert in something. A dad that died from taking 10 years of a drug that he didn't need. And his doctor had forgot he'd prescribed it, and the drug eventually killed all of his bone marrow, and he died of hemorrhage. And so I've seen firsthand the neglect and abuse that can happen when you put a medical system too high up on a pedestal and don't even question it. And that unquestioned dogma can kill. We have 195,000 people a year that die from medical error, from drugs properly given. And so there's an arrogance right now to some of our health systems that needs to be questioned, roundly questioned and revolutionized. So I've had personal experience of that. I've also had personal experience of extraordinary healings as well, of witnessing in myself and others ways in which a Qigong master can just pass his hand back and forth over a tumor as it shrinks, as evidenced on an ultrasound. Now, this is the kind of stuff that makes the hair stand up on your arms because it goes against the laws of nature, in a sense, of how we learn to live with them on a day-to-day basis. But when you see these things happening, you realize, and we really don't have the last word on energy here in the West. We can really learn from other cultures and other healing and wisdom traditions. Being with all of you. Thank you. Thank you to Better Life Media for putting us together. We're going to have a very interesting time. Anybody who would come to a lecture called Global Medicine Hunting has already got an adventurous spirit. I can see by the twinkle in your eyes. This is a very lit up crowd here because you've already touched on that fringe. If you've already been interested in what this whole topic of global medicine hunting is. I'm a medical anthropologist. I've been called a global medicine hunter by a native healer who said, "You're so far from home. Why would you be looking for your medicine so far from home? Don't you know where your place is?" She had a point. I rarely knew my place. I might be your first medical anthropologist. There's not many of us. How many do you know of medical anthropologists? Not many. A few. If anthropology is the study of culture and humanity's impact on each other, well, medical anthropology is really the study of how we define illness and how we define wellness, how we get sick, how we get better, and the cultural impact of that.